Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Council of Kangs. This is the biggest one, the most obvious failure. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania ended with a massive tease. The Council of Kangs, a stadium filled with infinite Kang variants. Immortus, Ramatut, Centurion, Scarlet Centurion. All of them, different versions of Kang from across the multiverse, sitting together, planning something catastrophic, and they were angry because Scott Lang just killed one of them. He defeated Kang the Conqueror, and now the Council knows Earth 616 is a threat. The scene was terrifying. It set up the entire multiverse saga. The next Avengers movie was literally called Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. Kang was supposed to be the next Thanos, the villain who'd bring the Avengers together, the threat that spanned multiple movies, and then everything fell apart. Jonathan Majors was fired. Marvel scrapped the Kang storyline entirely, and Avengers: The Kang Dynasty was retitled Avengers: Doomsday, with Dr. Doom as the villain instead. Robert Downey Jr. replacing Jonathan Majors as the face of the next saga. So what happens to the Council of Kangs? Nobody knows. Will they be recast? Will they be written out? Will Dr. Doom somehow defeat them off-screen? Or will Marvel just pretend they never existed? Right now it looks like option 4. The Council of Kangs is the most expensive, most elaborate post-credit scene in MCU history, and it'll never pay off, because Marvel fired the actor and pivoted the entire franchise. This isn't just a wasted tease, it's a monument to how badly Phase 5 went off the rails. Quantumania's post-credit scene promised a war, the multiversal war, infinite Kangs battling for supremacy, and instead, we got nothing, just silence, and a desperate pivot to Doom, Eternals, Blade, and the Ebony Blade. Eternals had 2 post-credit scenes, and neither one paid off. The first scene showed Dane Whitman opening a box. Inside, the Ebony Blade, a cursed sword, one of the most dangerous weapons in Marvel Comics. Dane reaches for it, hesitates, and then a voice off-screen asks if he's sure he wants to do that. The voice? Mahershala Ali, playing Blade, the vampire hunter. It was a huge moment. Blade's first appearance in the MCU, 7 years after Kevin Feige announced Mahershala Ali would play the character, and the tease was clear. Blade would recruit Dane Whitman, train him to wield the Ebony Blade, turn him into the Black Knight, and together they'd fight supernatural threats. Maybe form the Midnight Suns, a team of magic users and monster hunters. It was perfect setup, except nothing happened. Blade's solo movie has been stuck in development hell for years. Multiple directors, multiple writers, constant delays, and Dane Whitman? Kit Harington hasn't appeared in the MCU since Eternals. No cameos, no follow-up, nothing. The Ebony Blade is just sitting in a box somewhere, collecting dust, and Blade's voice cameo is the only time we've heard Mahershala Ali in the role, 7 years later. Still no movie, still no payoff. The second Eternals post-credit scene introduced Eros, also known as Star Fox, Thanos' brother, played by Harry Styles. Eros showed up with Pip the Troll, offering to help the Eternals find their missing teammates, and the implication was clear. Eternals 2 was coming. Harry Styles would have a bigger role, maybe even crossover into other MCU projects. But Eternals bombed. Critics hated it. Audiences didn't care. And Marvel quietly buried the franchise. No sequel, no follow-up, no Harry Styles. Eros and Pip vanished, just like the rest of the Eternals. And honestly, Marvel wants everyone to forget Eternals ever happened, including the post-credit scenes. Doctor Strange, Mordo's crusade against sorcerers. This one hurts, because it's been 10 years. 10 years since Doctor Strange's post-credit scene set up Mordo as the franchise's next villain. The scene showed Mordo visiting Jonathan Pangborn, the paraplegic man Strange met at the beginning of the movie, the one who used magic to walk again. Mordo confronted him, told him the world has too many sorcerers, and then he drained Pangborn's magic, stole his ability to walk, left him helpless on the floor. It was brutal, and it set up Mordo's arc. He was done with the mystic arts, done with sorcerers breaking the rules, bending reality, playing God. Mordo became a zealot, a purger, on a mission to eliminate every sorcerer on Earth, and Doctor Strange was at the top of his list. The setup was perfect. Mordo would be the villain in Doctor Strange 2, a personal antagonist, someone Strange trusted, someone he trained with, someone who now wanted him dead. Except that's not what happened. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness came out 6 years later, and Mordo was in it, but not the Mordo from Earth 616, not the one hunting sorcerers. Instead, we got an alternate universe Mordo from Earth 838, a member of the Illuminati, and he died in the first act, killed by Scarlet Witch. Our Mordo, the one from the post-credit scene, he got one line of dialogue. Strange mentioned him in passing, said Mordo dedicated his life to trying to kill me, and that was it. No confrontation, no payoff, no resolution. Director Sam Raimi confirmed that an early draft of Multiverse of Madness opened with Wanda killing Earth 616 Mordo, but the scene was cut, and Chiwetel Ejiofor's Mordo was reduced to a throwaway reference. 10 years of setup, wasted. If you're loving this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. We've got more coming, let's keep going. Hawkeye, Kingpin, and Echo. Hawkeye's finale ended with a shocking moment. Echo shot Kingpin point blank, in the face. Off screen, we heard the gunshot, we saw the muzzle flash, and then nothing. The screen cut to black. And the post-credit scene? It was a clip from Rogers the Musical, a comedic moment. Not a real tease, but the Kingpin moment itself functioned like a post-credits hook. It set up Echo, Maya Lopez getting her own series, dealing with the consequences of shooting Wilson Fisk, exploring her past, her family, her connection to Kingpin, and it worked. Echo got a Disney Plus show. It came out in 2024, 2 years after Hawkeye, and Kingpin was in it. Vincent D'Onofrio returned, alive. The bullet didn't kill him, just like in the comics. But here's the problem. Nobody watched Echo. The show was a flop. Critically, commercially. It was Marvel's least watched Disney Plus series. And the storyline went nowhere. Echo was supposed to be important. A street-level hero, a Daredevil spin-off character, someone who'd cross over into other projects. But after Echo bombed, Marvel buried her. No announcements, no follow-up, no indication she'll appear again. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sharon Carter as power broker. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier ended with a bombshell. Sharon Carter was the power broker, the mysterious crime lord controlling Madripoor, selling super soldier serum, running black market operations. And she got away with it. The post-credit scene showed Sharon receiving a full pardon from the US government, getting her old job back, rejoining the CIA, and then she made a phone call, telling someone she now had access to government secrets, classified intel, weapons, technology, everything. Sharon Carter had infiltrated the system, and she was going to exploit it. The scene was dark, shocking, a complete betrayal of everything Sharon stood for in the comics. And it set up a huge storyline. Sharon as a villain, a double agent, someone working against the heroes from the inside, the new power broker, operating in plain sight. Except we haven't seen Sharon since. 4 years later, no follow-up, no payoff, no appearance in any MCU project. Emily Van Camp hasn't returned, and there's no indication she will. The power broker storyline? Abandoned. Sharon's betrayal? Forgotten. She's just gone. And it's baffling. She-Hulk, Wong rescuing Blonsky. She-Hulk Attorney at Law's finale had a post-credit scene that set up a loose end. Emil Blonsky was back in prison, incarcerated for breaking his parole by transforming into Abomination at underground fight clubs. He violated the terms of his release, and now he's stuck behind bars for another decade. Or at least that's what the episode made us believe. The post-credit scene shows Blonsky locked up, resigned to his fate, and then a portal opens. Orange sparks, mystic energy. Wong steps through, the Sorcerer Supreme, and he tells Blonsky it's time to go. Blonsky, relieved, says Wong took his time, and asks if the delay was because Wong was busy appearing in yet another MCU project. It's a meta joke, self-aware, classic She-Hulk humor. Then Blonsky follows Wong through the portal to Kamar Taj, but not before asking if they have Wi-Fi there. The scene was funny, charming, very in line with She-Hulk's tone, and it set up a clear thread. Wong was rescuing Blonsky, again, just like he did in Shang-Chi, which means Blonsky would owe Wong. They'd work together, maybe train together. Maybe Blonsky would become an ally of Kamar Taj, a reformed villain helping the sorcerers. Except nothing came of it. Blonsky hasn't appeared in the MCU since She-Hulk. No cameos, no follow-up, no indication he's at Kamar Taj or working with Wong. Shang-Chi, the Ten Rings mystery. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings introduced one of the MCU's biggest mysteries, the Ten Rings themselves. Ancient artifacts, thousands of years old, insanely powerful, and completely unexplained. Nobody knows where they came from, not even the people studying them. The mid-credit scene showed Wong pulling Shang-Chi and Katie through a portal. He brought them to a meeting with Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner, hologram versions, studying the rings, trying to figure out what they are, where they came from, what they're made of, and Carol and Bruce had no answers. They confirmed the rings aren't made of vibranium, they're not Chitauri tech, they're not anything they've seen before, and the rings are sending a signal, a beacon, to something, or someone. The scene ended with more questions than answers, and the implication was clear. Shang-Chi 2 would reveal the truth, the origin of the Ten Rings. The mystery would be solved. Except Shang-Chi hasn't appeared in the MCU since 2021. 4 years. No sequel announcement, no cameo, nothing. And the Ten Rings mystery? Still unsolved. There were theories. Miss Marvel recruiting Kate Bishop. Miss Marvel ended with a huge tease. Kamala Khan suited up, became a superhero, and then she got a visit. The post-credit scene showed Kamala in her room, working on something. And suddenly, a portal opened. Carol Danvers stepped through? No, it was someone else, someone unexpected. Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld, still in her Hawkeye outfit, and she had a message for Kamala. We need to talk. About a team. The scene was brief, but the implication was massive. Kate Bishop was recruiting Kamala Khan for the Young Avengers, the team Marvel had been building for years. Kate Bishop from Hawkeye, Kamala Khan from Miss Marvel, America Chavez from Doctor Strange 2, Cassie Lang from Ant-Man, Eli Bradley from Falcon and Winter Soldier, Billy and Tommy from WandaVision, Kid Loki from Loki, Riri Williams from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, all of them, the next generation of heroes. And Kate showing up in Miss Marvel's post-credit scene felt like the beginning, the official start of Young Avengers recruitment. Except nothing happened. No Young Avengers movie has been announced, no Disney Plus series, no confirmation that the team is even happening. And Kate Bishop recruiting Kamala? It went nowhere. The Marvels came out a year later, and Kamala was in it, but Kate Bishop wasn't. There was no follow-up to the post-credit scene, no mention of the team, no payoff.